Welcome to Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show, Houston Rockets Free Agency Edition. And my God, are the Houston Rockets trying to win some games this season. And I'm pumped and I'm ready to chop it up with H-Town about all these free agent additions and subtractions. H-Town, this is an exciting moment for the city, so let's chop it up.
What's up, H-Town? It's your Dreadhead host, Hot Topic TV, and I appreciate y'all joining me on Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. Did the Houston Rockets free agency and draft additions impact their chances on getting to the playoffs? I don't know, H-Town, but Rockets sure gave away the bag to Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet. And we're going to chop it up, we're going to cuss and discuss, so get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go. What's up, H-Town? The Houston Rockets had deep pockets, and they acted like Santa Claus going into the bag because they gave away the bag to Fred VanVleet, and also they gave away the bag to Dillon Brooks. Those guys got paid. Those guys still fit into the Rockets' plans because they're not too old and they're not on long deals. Dillon Brooks at 27 years old and Fred VanVleet at 29 years old. Those guys can help create a culture for head coach Ime Udoka and be an extension of his coaching staff. The Houston Rockets had a hell of a free agency, in my opinion. I know. A lot of people want to complain. Is Fred VanVleet worth that much money? Is Dillon Brooks worth that much money? But these guys are going to come here and make these young guys compete. Fred VanVleet at 3 years, $130 million. That's $43 million a year, H-Town. And that's a bag. And your boy Dillon Brooks, he had 4 years, $80 million. So your guy getting like $20 million a year, man. So he came up as well and got the bag. Houston Rockets, this free agency and this draft, they're putting a team together and they're focusing, to me, primarily defensively. They focusing on leadership and they focusing on defense because that was one of our major problems. The Houston Rockets had 9 first-round draft picks over the last 3 seasons. And those guys were not all going to be able to fit in the Houston Rockets' future plans as far as being a playoff team. We had 9 players. That's almost a starting lineup and your backup lineup. That's the bench and the starting lineup, H-Town. That is a lot of players. And a lot of these guys were just going to be, back and forward from the G League to the pros. Like a lot of that stuff right there, though, they was fringe NBA players, some of them. They had talent to be first round picks, but not all first round picks work out. The NBA draft is only 60 picks total. So a lot of these guys do not even work out being first round picks. But as far as the Houston Rockets, all these first round picks was not going to fit in their future plans. We had Usman Garuba, he was okay. We had Ty Washington, we rarely even seen him. He did some good things with the G League affiliate team. As Josh Christopher, same thing. A lot of these guys were not going to be able to fit into the plans. As far as guard for Ty Washington and Josh Christopher, we had a galore of guards. We added some veteran guards as far as Patty Mills and Fred VanVleet. And we also already had Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. We drafted Amen Thompson. That is a lot of guards. That is a lot of depth. And those guys were not going to be able to get any playing time. So they had to get rid of some of these guys. They traded Ty Washington and Usman Garuba to the Atlanta Hawks. They sent Josh Christopher to the Memphis Grizzlies, and they sent KJ Martin to the Clippers. Those guys are going to probably have a better opportunity to get some playing time. Who knows? Those guys, especially KJ Martin, because the guy was a talented guy. He's in like his 3rd year, maybe 4th year. The guy can go get you some buckets. He's athletic. He has a ton of athleticism and ups. So he can provide some depth and some minutes to a team. But as far as those other guys, I don't know. We'll see how that goes because they really didn't show too much. They played good when they was with the affiliate team. But as far as that, they really was not going to be able to fit in the Houston Rockets' future plans. 9 first-round draft picks. No team in the NBA has that. We needed some veteran presence. We needed some dogs. We needed some players who was going to bring that dog mentality defensively, and that's what head coach Ime Udoka wanted to add to this team. He wanted to add leadership, professionalism, and he wanted to add that dog. This team needs that dog. Jalen Green is a lights-out scorer, a bucket getter, but he has to he has to develop that dog mentality. And I don't know, but as far as Jabari Smith, he has the dog mentality. That guy is going to be a good player now that we have a real point guard who can run this offensive system, get people in the correct places, and hold these guys accountable on the court, being an extension of the head coach, Ime Udoka, and the coaching staff. As far as free agent additions, Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Patty Mills, and Jock Landale. Jock Landale, he's only on he has a 4-year deal, but only one of those is guaranteed. Patty Mills is going to be depth. He can play the 1 spot, the 2 spot. He's a good shooter. Head coach Ime Udoka has some history with him as far as the San Antonio Spurs. He's a veteran guard as well, so he can help us with leadership. Dylan Brooks, he's a dog on the defensive end. That guy is a defensive player of the year type candidate. The guy just brings that dog. I know he talks a lot and he gets under people's skin, but he's going to bring that intensity to the court. Fred VanVleet is just a pit bull, a little short pit bull, but the guy gets bucket. He averages around 20 points a game. He's a leader as well, and he's been on a championship team and a big part of that championship run. So the veterans that we brought in, they will come in and help. They will come in and compete. But as far as the main 2 that got the bag, those guys are going to be starters, probably along with Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, and Afron Şengün. Those guys will be probably part of the starting lineup. That would be your 5, I'm guessing, as far as Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green at the 2, Dylan Brooks at the 3, Jabari Smith at the 4, and Afron Şengün at the 5. So that will be possibly your starting lineup. And then you have depth as far as the wing position and the guard position. Jock Landale, I really don't know too much about him. I know he was on the Phoenix Suns team. He did some okay things off the bench. So we'll see how that goes. And do the Rockets plan on adding or looking for another center as well? I don't know how far will Jock Landale make it out of training camp. Will the Rockets add another addition at center defensively? But we'll see how that goes as far as training camp and everything before the season starts. I love what this team is doing, bringing in veterans with the mix of youth and veteran leadership. It's going to be a great opportunity for the Houston Rockets. So my question is, will the Houston Rockets, what will be the Houston Rockets' identity as a basketball team? Head coach Ime Udoka, I know he likes team basketball. He don't like all this isolation. You get a bucket, I get a bucket. And especially he's going to hold these guys accountable defensively. So what will be the Houston Rockets' identity, H-Town? You can leave it in the comments. You can let me know what you think this team is going to look like next season. Also, the other question is, what is the expected win totals for the Houston Rockets next season? The last few years, they won 17 games, 20 games, 22 games. However amount of games that they won is probably like a total of 60 games in 3 years. But what is the expected win total? Should they get to the play-in? Should they get to the playoffs as an 8 seed? I don't know. I want to know what you guys think out there. You can leave a comment. You can like. You can subscribe. Whatever you feel like doing, H-Town, you can do that to help your boy out so I can see what you guys think. Because I believe they can make it to a play-in team, or they can possibly get an 8 seed if all falls in place. Because if these young players, they have a little more season to them, those guys are going to have some leadership around them. And now everybody's going to have to get out there and play because you're not guaranteed any minutes. And how do the Rockets feel about the addition of these free agencies? Do you feel the Rockets spent too much in the bag? Did they dip too much? Did they get these guys too much? Were you underwhelmed or are you excited? So you can leave a like and comment for that as well, H-Town. Let your boy know what you think. I appreciate you all for joining me on the Houston Rockets free agency edition. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help your boy out on the road to 500. Just hit that like button and hit that all notifications button so you can know when your boy is dropping a new video. And H-Town, y'all can leave your comments as well. Let me know what you guys think, because I know a lot of people are upset, feel like we spent too much on the bag. We dipped too much in the bag. So H-Town, let your boy know. Leave some likes, leave some comments. It's been real. I love chopping it up with you guys. It's your Dreadhead host. It's your boy Hot Topic. It's been real, and peace.